happy and we're singing and we're coloring. Give me a high five.
What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, here with my brother from another mother, my guy Big Game James. Man, it is another episode of Best of Enemy. So today we're gonna do some preseason awards. We're gonna obviously talk about the news that came out yesterday. But before we get into all that, what's going on, James? How you doing, brother?
Give me a high five. Yeah,
Dak
man.
needs a high five right now.
Well, we ain't worried about that. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're supposed to do as winning organizations. But I'm feeling good. Obviously, we saw the news yesterday. I was actually doing a high school football game, and my phone wasn't working. And my co-host came. He was working the clock, and he goes, "Cowboys just got Trey Lance." I was like, "No, they didn't." You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Yeah, they did." And he showed me the phone. I was like, "Oh, hell no." I had just did a show the night before, and one of my homegirls named Tay Cowboys was like, "We think about getting Trey Lance." I was like, "I'm all in on that." You know what I'm saying? Let's make that happen. I'm all in. I definitely would be interested. Cowboys definitely should look into it. And then the next day they get him. So I ain't no Nostradamus, she was, but we threw it in the air. And guess what? Slam dunk.
Yeah, I mean, look, I said this yesterday on, I think, Twitter. I think I said it to Tuck. I was like, I'm gonna be honest at first, and then I'm gonna do my hating. Look,
Yeah.
I mean, Trey Lance is a good quarterback, and I've said it before. You know, obviously I had to make the graphic talk a little bit of that junk. But no, I think that Trey Lance is a really good quarterback, and I said it before he came out. You guys can go back to the video. I did a whole video about Trey Lance and compared him to Carson Wentz. Like you said, he is from the same school. It's going to be interesting. I think that the 49ers are kind of dumb for giving up on him so quickly, especially for so cheap. Obviously, I don't know what happened out there. Maybe it was just never going to work for them. But Brock Purdy, I don't think Brock Purdy is better than Trey Lance, at least like as far as just pure talent goes. I really do think this was a smart move for the Dallas Cowboys because, you know, all hate aside, we don't know what's the future of Dak Prescott. We, you know, beyond this year, we don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, he's been hurt a couple times. I keep hearing rumblings that you guys are a little bit worried about your offensive line. Is that true? Or
We're good on our offensive line. Everything is good, and it's not after this year with Dak. He's got at least 2 more years. It's 2024 when he can choose to obviously go to, make a move as far as going somewhere else because they will be, I believe, out of the realm of the contract. So that's this year and next year. So you at least got 2 more years, and that's why you've seen this pickup, in my opinion, of a Trey Lance. We just talked about it. You were just talking about it. You guys got Carson Wentz from the same school, by the way, and Carson Wentz was your darling, by the way, and you went and got Jalen Hurts. Now, obviously, Carson Wentz had an injury, and you guys wanted to cover yourselves, but isn't that smart, right? You covered yourselves because you didn't know what was going on with Carson Wentz, so you drafted somebody in the 3rd round. And guess what? He is your quarterback right now. I'm not saying this with Trey Lance, with Dak Prescott. What I'm saying is, if you're a winning organization and you're being a smart organization, these teams spent 3 first-round draft picks on potential, right? Yeah. It soured. We saw it. They feel like we like Brock Purdy. He's our guy. So let's try to get something. So my thing, Cowboys did the smart thing. You don't have a future guy behind Dak Prescott. Okay? Cooper Rush ain't your future guy. Will Grier was not your future guy. So why don't you spend a 4th rounder where 4th rounders aren't guaranteed to make the spot or make teams, right? So it's not like you went out there and spent a big 1st rounder. And here's the thing, Joe, we didn't have to go out there in the draft and spend a 1st rounder. We didn't have to go out there and do anything like that. You got a guy who's only 23 years old, has the NFL experience. Now he can sit behind Dak Prescott, who, I don't care what y'all say, he's a great leader. He's a very good quarterback. And he's a consummate professional. Now you can sit there and learn the NFL game and how to be a real NFL quarterback. And if it doesn't work after 2 years, we'll see how that trajectory goes. Now, if he develops, now you possibly have something as a future. And they might use this as negotiation because I said that yesterday. So a lot of things happen with this pickup, but if you're a real team trying to do real things, this is what the organization does for the organization.
Yeah, no, I respect that. I mean, look, like I said, I think right now, I think it is a perfect situation for you guys because I feel like if you look at Trey Lance, you look at Dak Prescott, they both
Get my
have.
super chat up too, dog.
Say again.
I got to get my super chat up too.
Oh
That's
yeah. I'm not even looking at I'm just too into this right now. But no, yeah, go ahead, read that off before I go in my spiel.
hand,
Oh, you got a
hand.
couple.
Oh yeah, big boy too. Hands doing a fist bump. Boom, Revel always in there. Bam, appreciate you for the $2 holla. And hey ho, Queen Cowboy Sports. We've been starting to kick it lately, and I really appreciate you jumping in my chats. I really appreciate you. That was supposed to be a super chat. Just start spending more time with your big dog. Keep up that great work. I feel you because I be seeing that you out there, Queen. You keep doing your thing, and I'm gonna keep doing my thing. That's more motivation. So I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So I think that the combination of them, because if you look at Dak Prescott coming into the league, I felt like he had to kind of figure out or get better at, I don't want to say figure out, he had to get better at being a pure pocket passer, being a guy that can just read the pocket, read the defense prior to the snap and make plays prior to the snap. Because I think me and you both can agree quarterbacks make most of their moves or know what's going to happen prior to the snap. And I think that that's something that Trey Lance has to get better at. Now, running ability, I think that he's probably better than Dak Prescott
Yes,
was
yes.
coming into the league. So
Mhm.
it is an interesting pairing, but I got to do a little bit of that hating. I got to do a little bit of that realistic hating. Does this, and I know you probably will say no, but does this worry you at all for Dak Prescott? I don't think that, and I'm going to say this before you say, because I don't think that he's soft. I don't think that he's mentally weak. But this is a guy that was a first round pick. This is a guy that, came into the league with, like you said, a lot of hype, a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Promise, I guess. You know what I'm saying? They were thinking that he was going to be good. Do you think that this puts a little bit too much pressure or any pressure on Dak Prescott at all?
I think it puts a little bit of pressure, not no extreme amount of pressure, because Dak Prescott already had pressure, plenty of pressure. So it ain't like there wasn't there. This, in my opinion, doesn't. Oh no, Dak should be worried now. No, because this is Dak's year, right? This is Dak's next few years. So this is Dak's team. You are getting a credible backup. Cooper Rush, okay, he won 4 games last year, but nobody is sitting there thinking Cooper Rush is just going to be a guy that if Dak got hurt again, that you can just say, oh, Cooper Rush is going to win games again. You have a bona fide, and we needed a number 3 guy, right? He is your number 3 quarterback. He's not even your number 2. He's not going to leapfrog Cooper Rush this year, okay? I don't believe that. I believe Cooper Rush, and not because he's a better player, Cooper Rush is just because he knows the system. He's been there a while, and he's a veteran, and you can feel like you can trust him. Right now, you're still developing Trey Lance. He's had a lot of injuries. Let's look at that too. He's had injuries since he's been in the league, right?
Yeah.
He hasn't stayed healthy when he's been in the league. So he's got a time to just sit back and watch. So this is nothing about worrying about Dak on this year. Okay, I'm going to say this year because I feel like this is more of an all-in year, right? This is a year where we putting a lot of our chips in. Now, if you still have 2 years and your team is still not taking that next step, honestly, I think if Trey Lance develops, if you're seeing his development, because Mike McCarthy has in the past been able to develop quarterbacks. If they see development in this and within 2 years and Dallas hasn't took the next step and your team is still going to be relatively young, yes, this is something for them to look at for the future, but this is not something for Dak to worry about. This is good pressure. This is something that you want. This is competition. This is what you want. When you go to a big school, right, in college, Joe, it's the best of the best, right?
Yeah.
If you're scared of competition, you go to a smaller school. I don't know if I'm gonna ever play or this and that. This is what you want. This makes your team better. You want to get good players on your squad from top to bottom, right? You Eagles are doing it. You guys have a good starter and maybe have a good backup, right? That's what you want because that makes your team better. This makes the Dallas Cowboys better for the now and for the future. And if you don't develop him, what did you lose? A 4th rounder? Ain't nobody caring about that. We okay. So I'm
Yeah.
definitely cool with this. This doesn't have anything to do as far as with Dak with the pressure of this year because there was already pressure of making it happen. This is something for your franchise to do for the future if everything works out.
Yeah, and it is kind of funny because both of them did go to small schools, right?
Yeah.
Well, he went to the SEC, so I mean, Dak was in the
Yeah,
SEC if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
that
So
that
that's
went
I
to
mean,
SEC, so no,
yeah, small
but it
school, but he's
I
still in a
think
big
I
pond.
think they
So
might be talking about Carson Wentz and Trey Lance because they both
yeah,
went to the same small school.
yeah, and this I think Trey Lance, they talk about pressure. I think this is Trey Lance's. He has so much on his shoulders because if you look at that school, man, between Carson Wentz, Easton Stick, and now Trey Lance, it seems like none of their quarterbacks are sticking in the league. So if Trey Lance doesn't work out, they might stop looking at South Dakota. They might be good with North Dakota State quarterback. So it's gonna be interesting. You have another super chat, and then I got one, and then we'll get into some of these grades.
All right. Appreciate Sean J. I believe you make a lot of Cowboys videos out there in the streets. Appreciate you for that. And you look out there. He said for the 499 holla, if the team really wanted to win, they would have traded for O-line depth. Now, I heard in the air that they were trying to do that. Just didn't work out. This is a move only to mess up Dak's money. I don't believe that. I think this is a situation, as I said before, you didn't have a capable backup. You had no future backups. You had no future. Dak is 30 years old. I said this before. Dak is 30. Dak has been injured, the last 2 or 3 years? So if you're an organization, don't you owe it to your organization to look for your future too? You do, especially at the quarterback position. We don't know how long Dak is going to play with Dallas. We just don't know that. We
Yeah.
want him to be here for a long time. We want him to win Super Bowls, but you just don't know that. So as an organization, it's your duty to do that. And it's not like they're still not going to look on the waiver wire for offensive linemen. And let's be honest, what kind of offensive linemen that are out there that are just so dominant they're going to go ahead and change the game when you already got a legit starting five? So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, it is a good move as far if you take away who the quarterback was. If you just say, hey, the Cowboys went out there and got themselves a good backup, that is, like you said, what you're supposed to do as a team. But it is funny because, as Eagles fans, we love that there's a little bit of, even if it's not that real, there's a little bit of controversy. Yeah, there's a little bit of like, what the heck just happened? But hey, it is what it is. Shout out to Sajay. Shout out to Mr. Rudy Poo for the $5 super chat. He said this move has benefited both the Eagles and the Cowboys. The 49ers quarterback room is wild. That's the truth. And that, look, we're not, I think we both hate the 49ers at this point, if I'm being honest. So I don't think either of us really care, but it is going to be very interesting to see what happens over there because I don't believe in Brock Purdy. I really don't think
Right.
Brock Purdy is going to be that good. So hey, screw him. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I think what it is too with the Niners is they are looking at it like this. We've been waiting for Trey Lance to develop. We have a team that wants to win now. We just got to the championship last year with Brock Purdy. Jimmy Garoppolo is gone. We need to play now. We need to move on now. So they don't have time to wait for him to develop any longer. And they saw how quick Brock Purdy developed. So they said, we got to go ahead and roll with this and just go ahead and just wash our hands. I mean, that's just what it is. I'm not saying Brock Purdy is a world beater. I can't wait to play you again, Brock Purdy. You feel me? Because you did nothing against Dallas. You did nothing against Dallas. So I can't wait to play you again. You feel what I'm saying? So, hey, keep the energy over there. But as I said before, Dallas got a good, possibly long-term player right here. How are you mad at that and you only spent a fourth? I heard people say fourth was too much. No, it wasn't. They probably had to move up because just in the chat, Buffalo was trying to get him. Another team was trying to get him. So they probably had to go with the fourth round. And they were probably only offering probably like a 6 for him. But when probably Buffalo jumped in there, they probably added an A up. But when, like I said, fourth rounders, they ain't killing you. Good deal by Dallas. Good thing overall. And like I said, if you're trying to be a good to great team, these are the type of moves you need to make.
Yeah. So I mean, look, at the end of the day, it'll be interesting to see when Trey Lance finally makes Dak Prescott give up number 4.
Yeah,
But for now, it is what it is. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got 130 people
Yeah.
between both chats. So
Let's
definitely
get it. Hit that
subscribe.
like button, subscribe, all that good stuff, man.
So we are going to get into some preseason awards. Shout out to you, James, because you brought up these ideas, and this was a really good idea. I like this. I'm excited for this. So we're going to do offense, defense, most improved. We're going to do the MVPs of offense and defense, top rookie. We're going to do a guy that needs to kind of wake up a little bit. But I think we should start with offense. And everybody in the chat, if you guys have anybody that you want to, put up for this and everything, definitely do that. And we'll kind of go through the comments as we go. I'll let you start though. You got CeeDee Lamb as your offensive MVP for this preseason.
Yes, I do, because CeeDee Lamb is going to go ballistic this year. I don't care what you be saying, you be hating, and it's funny how you got Devontae Smith right next to him, because because you try to say he better than he not, but he good, but he not. CeeDee Lamb, dog. Look at the numbers last year, over 100 receptions last year, and you had Cooper Rush as your quarterback for 5 damn games. You feel me? And you still had career numbers across the board. If you watched him in camp, him and Dak Prescott just look like poetry in motion. They just look like that connection is there, like we used to saw with Romo and Dez. I mean, it's just there. I mean, CeeDee Lamb, you see the confidence. He was just dogging guys, the cornerbacks left and right. And when I saw Dez Bryant, when he was at camp, I think it was his third or fourth year, where he was just eating up everybody. His confidence was out the roof, and you knew that year was coming, and bam, you saw it. You just saw the explosion. You saw him tearing up defenders, and you just felt it, and you saw it. You saw it in camp. You felt it, and then you saw him on the field. And I feel like CeeDee Lamb is not year 3, but he's in that year where he wants to get big money. You feel me? And so if you want to get big money, you got to get big numbers. And I feel like that's going to happen. And especially with the addition of Brandon Cooks, Michael Gallup, and then Jalen Tolbert, that's going to help Lamb, where you can't just focus on him every single play. And he's going to cut up defenses. He's about to go crazy.
Yeah, slot boy. I mean, hey.
Say slot boy all you want to. But once again, the year before, he played 57% snaps outside of the slot, still had very good numbers. You put him in the slot, that's not our fault. We had nobody out there beside him, and he still killed it. Please stop hating, dog. He's one of the best receivers out there in the game.
He's good, man. He's good. It's gonna be. I think, especially with the addition of Brandon Cooks. Excuse me, I said Crooks. Cooks. That's a good addition, especially for what CeeDee Lamb is. CeeDee's more of a guy that can work really anywhere on the field, but you add a guy like Cooks that can just take the top off of defense, it should open up a lot for CeeDee Lamb. So I get it. And look, I put Devontae Smith because I'm gonna say this right now. I said last year, and a lot of people kind of came at me sideways, but I think a lot of people are starting to kind of understand what I was saying. I think Devontae Smith, when it's all said and done, is going to be the better of the two when you look at our wide receiving room. I think that Devontae Smith this offseason and this
better than AJ Brown.
I do think so. Yeah. I think that he'll be, I think he's more of an all-around wide receiver. He can do everything, literally everything. I think AJ Brown, he can do a lot of everything as well, but he's more of a big body guy. Devontae Smith can go up there, moss you. He can outrun you. He can cook you off of the line. Like, he can do really anything. And in this offseason, and training camp and OTAs, you've seen every day. It feels like every day you see him make a huge play, make a impressive catch, a crazy catch. He did not have one drop. I know it's preseason, but between all his reps, he did not have one drop this offseason so far. So again, I know it's preseason. I know these numbers don't count, but that's something that we're going to see this season. I truly believe by the end of this year, Devontae Smith is going to be talked about as one of the top 10 wide receivers in this league. So, and again, AJ Brown,
I could possibly agree with that. I told you, number one, I don't hate on Devontae Smith because he's the little guy, and I love the little guys in the league. You ain't no big dude, so we love it that he's came in the league, because he had a lot of questions coming out of Alabama with that size. That was the biggest thing with him, was that size. He was only 165, 170 pounds. Yes, he was dominant, but is that size going to be able to do it? So the fact that he's been able to do it, he hasn't missed any games, right?
Nope, not one.
He hasn't missed any games. So see how you hate on CeeDee Lamb? I give Devontae Smith props. I say I do think that he is going to be one of the better receivers. I think he could crack the top 10 because he's already an excellent route runner in his very short time. He has very solid hands. He has the speed. He can manipulate you. He can do a lot of things. He can take the top off the defense. He can hit you underneath. So he can do a lot of things for your offense. And I can tend to agree with you because he had career numbers last year with
Yeah.
AJ Brown. So
Franchise.
I can lean toward what you're saying about how he can definitely be in the top 10 receiving talked about after this year.
Yeah, and I hate on CD. Yeah, I do. But I tell you, I'm real with it. I do think that he's a very good wide receiver, and I think that right now he's just outside of my top 10. But right now, if you
can he be outside of
I
your
just think
top
he's right
10,
outside
bro?
of it.
How?
I think he's right outside of it.
Tell me, I just need to ask you, okay? You hear Lamb got his drops together. I don't even pay attention, Drew. You just a troll. But what has CeeDee Lamb not done for you to put him in the top 10 of receivers?
Honestly, I just don't think he takes over games like that. I think that he's more of what's the word I'm looking for? He's more of a volume guy. Like if he's not getting 10 targets a game, I don't think that he's really making an impact. Whereas a guy like Devontae Smith, a guy like AJ Brown, they can have 5-6 catches and turn the game around. And it's not, like I said, I'm not saying he's number 30. I'm not saying he's 25. He's probably like number 11, number 12. Like I don't think that he's terrible. And I think that having a guy like Cook is going to probably put him into that top 10 because
he's already in that top 10. You're talking about you.
For me, for me, he puts him in that top 10 just because, like I said, it's a different. You have that yin and yang is the best way I could really put it. You have something that kind of balances off what you are, so people aren't just watching you the whole damn game, and you're not getting 45 targets and dropping 5 of them. So it's like, there's a lot.
That's a lot. Like that's not even how many head drops he had. I mean, he had I'm over exaggerating. Yeah, you be over exaggerating, dog. Don't put them bad things out there on my dog because see, you be talking, y'all. But it's funny how y'all say all this stuff, right? But when I look at his numbers since he's come in the league, who was his quarterback in 2020? Tell me. It wasn't Dak Prescott, but 5 games. He was on a rookie pace to destroy all rookie records his first 5 games of the year with Dak Prescott because Dak Prescott was feeding him like no other his rookie season, right? You had 74 catches for 35 yards with who?
But y'all tell me that. Y'all tell me that what's it called? It can't throw the ball. Y'all tell me that Jalen Hurts ain't a quarterback, and you look at what both of our guys did.
You ain't hear me say nothing about Jalen Hurts. I was never dogging.
You're right.
So you can't use that with me. I've always gave Jalen Hurts props since he's come in the league. But I just admitted to you and just showed you almost had 1,000 yards your rookie season with who as your quarterbacks? Garrett Gilbert, Andy Dalton, Ben DiNucci.
I agree. And I'm not saying Lamb is bad. I'm not saying
he
Lamb
ain't
is
bad. And then the next year, when
bad at all, he's very
Amari
good.
Cooper, you have Amari Cooper. The next year, you get 79 for 1,100.
Yeah,
I don't get that. And then the next year,
I have him at like 11, 12. I don't think that's like insane.
Then the next year after that, you have Dak Prescott who gets hurt. He's out 5 games. You got Cooper Rush. You got 107 for 13, 59 and 9. Come on, dog. You just hating right now, bro.
I gotta see if I still have the wide receiver ones we did.
Yeah, you just hating right now.
Do I have them?
You hating. Oh, find them, please, Joe.
Yeah, I'm trying to find
them.
Yeah,
you need to find them. Yeah, find your receivers because you hating. Yeah,
this was mine. So I put AJ Brown at 5.
Let me see 6 through 10.
See, I had
put Amon St. Brown over him. Crazy.
No, Amon St. Brown is a dog.
He's not better than he's not better than CeeDee Lamb. Cut it out.
I think last year he was. They had the number 1 offense last year.
Bro, he was not better than CeeDee Lamb last year.
They had the number 1 offense last year. He was a big part of that.
And what was CeeDee Lamb in our offense, dog? We was averaging damn near 30 points a game.
Maybe I'm wilding on Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And Cooper Kupp didn't even finish the damn year.
Cooper Kupp, if Cooper Kupp was on the market and they were like, all you got to do is either have him or CeeDee Lamb. You're going to take CeeDee Lamb?
No, I'm not giving up no CeeDee Lamb for no Cooper Kupp. Hell,
I would take Cooper Kupp over CeeDee Lamb.
I would not.
We're going to have to revisit these lists.
Yeah, we will. Please. You talk
like midway
crazy.
through the season.
I ain't taking no Cooper Kupp over no CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb got the size. He can play slot. He can play outside. What? Cut it out. You talking crazy.
People in the comments, I want to know who you guys think. Who are some guys that you guys
Jalen Waddle over CeeDee Lamb?
Jalen Waddle is better than CeeDee Lamb. You guys
Jalen Waddle is not better than CeeDee Lamb. You're just looking at his speed, bruh.
Bro, he went crazy last year. Let me look at his numbers.
Speed. That's the only thing, bro. You just lying now. You just doing it because of his speed. That's it.
Jalen Waddle last year had 1,300 yards, 8 touchdowns. How is that just his speed? He went crazy last year.
Why did Jalen Waddle go high in the draft?
And Jalen Waddle, because of his speed, probably. Yeah.
Okay,
But Jalen Waddle also had 1,000 yards his rookie year. So I mean, it's not like that boy doesn't. He's been balling. And you talk about with quarterbacks, who's his quarterback? Tua's hurt every other day.
Okay, but Tua was his quarterback though, right?
But he was hurt every other day, right? We talked about the 5 games
but he didn't have Garrett Gilbert, did he?
I mean, but who did he have? I can't even remember. Skylar Thompson, I think, was his quarterback.
The whole year last year? The whole year last year in 2021?
Last year, Skylar Thompson was the quarterback for like 3 or 4 games.
Okay, but the majority of what was Tua, right?
I think so. Tua, yeah.
Dak
Tua
has
played
missed
most of
10
it.
games with CeeDee Lamb. 10. I'm sorry. He missed 5, and then he missed a whole damn season. So you were talking about he missed 16 games with his starting quarterback and still having crazy numbers.
I'm taking Waddle every day.
Okay, well, you go ahead and take
2,300 yards in his first 2 years. I mean, that's pretty damn good.
Brandon Cooks had 1,000 yards with multiple quarterbacks, not even top quarterbacks.
Brandon Cooks
said
is
he's a bum.
like 45
and you said
years
he's a
old.
bum. Brandon Cooks is 29 years old, dude.
He
cut
old
it
as
out.
hell, man.
He cut it out.
That boy in dog years, he's 29. That boy old. But hey,
okay.
I knew we weren't going to agree on this one.
Still running 4.3s, but he old as hell. Gotcha.
Hey, it is true. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Okay, gotcha.
I can't really say nothing to that.
Hey, remember Joe said he busting on Cooks. So when he tears your defense the hell
Cooks
up,
ain't doing nothing to us.
He gonna tear the hell up. He gonna burn. Please don't put Bradbury on him because he gonna burn the shit out of him.
Cooks ain't doing nothing to us.
Watch.
All right, so let's move on to the defense now. Because now that we got it clear, Devontae Smith is better.
And we already know who's the man on defense out here in these parts.
Yeah, we already knew who. And I did something a little bit weird, and I'll explain it. But you can go ahead with Micah Parsons first if you want.
You ain't have nobody can bang with mine. Hassan Reddick can't bang with no Micah.
I could have put him, but I think that's a little bit low hanging fruit. I mean,
it's easy, but you got other guys on the team though.
Yeah, but a lot of them were young players. A lot of guys and I put them on here as well. But the reason why I put Sean Desai is simply because we don't know much about Sean Desai, and I'm going more so off what he said and a little bit of the play calling that you saw. So you can see a little bit of what he wants to do as far as being a little bit more aggressive, being a little bit more hard-nosed. Sean Desai honestly just deserves some type of recognition because I think that what he's doing with his defense is going to be very impressive. So I think that Sean Desai coming over here as our defensive coordinator is a big step up from Jonathan Gannon. Now, I know it's still preseason, but just off of what he's saying, off of what he's doing and what he's trying to do, where he's putting people, I like what I see from Sean Desai. I can go through every single player on my defense. I can go through a lot of players on my defense that I'm impressed with this offseason. But Sean Desai, to me, is the catalyst. He's the guy allowing people to get in the position they feel most comfortable with. So I'm excited to have a defensive coordinator that I actually rock with for once. So I'm putting Sean Desai.
Okay, that's what's up. Go ahead. And, I listen to all your little Philly fans jumping up and down, doing backflips over Hassan Reddick. Well, hey, y'all love that top 100, but guess how far he was down? If you look Pete Briscoe's, he's one of the dons out there on CBS Sports of top 100s. He was really far down from Micah Parsons, and he had so many more sacks than Parsons.
Hey,
he had more and more snaps. Y'all know in y'all damn hearts, Hassan Reddick is not better than Micah Parsons. Cut the games. If you had to do the flip, and you're lying, Eagles fans, you're lying. Go ahead and keep lying. If you had to say, hey, trade Hassan Reddick for Micah Parsons, y'all gonna keep Hassan Reddick? Liars. Lie. You're liars. You're just lying. Micah Parsons, preseason war defense. You know why I love him? Because guess what? He's a dog and he wants it. He ain't about the glitz and glamour. He ain't about having 30 million gold chains on and being on the next hip-hop star radio podcast. He's about championships. Every time I hear out of this mouth, I want a Super Bowl. I want a Super Bowl. I don't care about anything else. 13 sacks your rookie year, 13 and a half sacks your next year, was in the defensive player that you're running both years, tops and pressures, tackle for loss guy. He's going to erupt this year. Did you see him in the offseason training with veterans, top gold jacket type veterans. I want to get better. This man is about to go ham. I don't know about 20 sacks because sacks ain't all. That's all y'all want to look at is sacks. But at the end of the day, my dog is going to do everything. And he is the leader of this defense, dog. Like, he changes this defense. Like, we have been waiting to get a guy. And I beg to say that before his career is over, if he stays with Dallas the whole time, he could be better than DeMarcus Ware. And DeMarcus Ware is wearing a gold jacket right now.
I can't say I can't say anything bad about my dog, bro. Like I'm a Penn State fan, so it hurts even hearing you talk about Micah Parsons. To answer your question though, I would take Micah Parsons. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. I love
that's why. See, y'all. I know y'all hate when Joe does this, but at least he can be real. Y'all all fake on here. All you Eagles fans is fake as hell on here.
One day he will be in Philly though. Don't worry. One day I won't have to make that decision.
I'm not that far ahead in life, so I'm not gonna say anything. All I know is that you heard Joe say it, and all you Eagles fans will say it too. You talk all this trash about Hassan Reddick. He's the don of this and that. But if they came to you and said, let's make a trade, you guys can take Micah Parsons and we'll take Hassan Reddick. You Eagles fans will knock and kick down the damn door for him, you damn liars. And you're drooling and dreaming, wish you had him. That's why you asked. That's why Drew's saying he loves the Eagles. No, you love Micah Parsons, Drew. Why don't you switch it? No,
he's a Philly kid. He's like from around Philly.
What does that mean?
That means he loves us.
He's on draft day was he saying, please let the Eagles get me?
Because you guys were top. You guys were a team that was obviously going to get it.
Only team I want is to play for the Cowboys, period.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. At the end of the day, I think it'll be interesting. We see a lot of guys. We see a lot of guys that love the team that they play with, and then something happens. So, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. If you guys don't start winning, I don't think
winning.
That
y'all haven't won anything either.
Say that again?
We are winning. You haven't won anything.
Not with Hassan, if we're just talking about with Hassan, but this year we'll change that.
We'll change that too.
Yeah,
we whoop y'all ass.
It's going to be another 20, 30 years. Maybe Trey Lance could be the answer.
30 years. Okay. Well, like I said, it took y'all 80 to get one. So, and y'all.
You can't say 80 years because it wasn't 80 years, was it?
How long the NFL been around? Well, how many years? Would you just say?
That's a big difference. That's like 30-year difference.
It took you 50 years to get to a Super Bowl, bro. Do you just listen to what you just said?
Not to get to one, to win it.
To win one. Think about it. It took you 50 years. And what's your Super Bowl record? What's your Super Bowl record?
You guys are more than halfway there.
Answer me, what is your Super Bowl record, please?
1-3.
Thank you.
You guys are more than halfway to 50 years.
5-8.
You guys are what, 28 years now without even an NFC championship?
Oh, Dank says it was 52 years before you won one, dude. Are you
Everybody's
serious?
saying different numbers. Someone said
it don't matter. It was at least 50. Are you serious? Y'all talking crazy.
We've been
to
two
Super Bowls in 5 years, but you only got one.
But y'all haven't even made it back in 20-something years.
You're
bro.
right, but y'all still ain't caught up. When you gonna do that, Joe? See, y'all get mad when I say catch up. Y'all always, but is that our fault?
That's not our fault. That's what I'm saying.
It is your fault that y'all can't win. Y'all go to Super Bowls and you lose.
We won one, so we obviously can win. We obviously can win.
Y'all been before it is what it is.
We went against possibly the best quarterbacks in the history of football. We went against Tom Brady in his prime. We went against Mahomes in his prime.
Oh, do you remember those Steelers teams back in the day? No, of course you don't, because you weren't alive.
Yeah, a lot of our fan base wasn't alive.
Okay, but them Steelers teams, wasn't them Steelers teams were one of the best teams in NFL history. Facts, bruh.
Yeah, facts. I mean, now that we have now that we have the.
So you just sit there and say, hold up. You just sit there. You said you went against Tom Brady and y'all went against the Patriots, one of the best teams out there, right?
Yeah.
Well, at that time, that was one of the best teams, and those teams are still going down in Super Bowl history because they have 4 Super Bowls. Terry Bradshaw has 4 Super Bowls with no losses. Those were one of the best teams ever in history. And just like you're talking about New England, so just because the time frame is different doesn't take away from the players and the team. You guys played against a great team. You lost.
Yeah, but ever since we've had the salary cap, y'all can't buy y'all way back in. That's what I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Okay, but you still only got one, and you lost last year. Ho, ho, ho.
Big Reg gave you a super chat that just spread some lies right here.
No,
Because
he
this one
ain't
was
lying.
good.
Shout out to you, Big Red, for the $20 holla. Reddick is just a one-trick pony. Parsons all over the place. Just stop. It's true. Because when they had your boy at linebacker, what was y'all crying about? He was playing in the position. He was playing in the
That's
position. And
fans.
that's why he didn't that good.
That's
why he
fans.
so
That
good.
wasn't at the end of the day. It's not that he can't cover. It's that everybody, oh, he can sack. Why not just cover it? Why put him in coverage? At the end of the day, everybody's going
But
to drop
Micah
back
can do
in
all
coverage.
that. But Micah
Your
can do all
boy's
that.
only going to be on the defensive line now. That's
No,
all
he's
he
not.
didn't he add weight and
No, he's not.
everything?
No, he didn't. He added a little weight, but he can still drop and cover. He can
We'll
still
see.
play linebacker position. Yeah, he can. That's why we like him where he at, because he can move around everywhere. Reddick can't.
Reddick can
Facts.
and
No,
has.
he can't. He has. And what did he do?
He
When
went out
was
there
at
and got
Arizona,
he led the league in
no.
sacks.
You kept him on the edge because you had to keep him there. When you moved him around, what did he do? 3 sacks in like 3 years, right? Yep.
That's different. No, you talking about a whole different team.
No,
though.
it ain't different.
You
He was
talking about
playing
a whole
some
different team.
linebacker.
He didn't do that for us. He covered for us.
He had to be a straight pass rusher to do something because he couldn't do it.
I don't. We'll see.
Reddick
We'll see.
cover.
I don't
know
believe that
what
that's
the hell
true,
you
but we
talking
will
about.
see because
Okay.
now Micah Parsons is going to be in a similar situation. So we're going to see. We will see how much he drops back because I definitely will have my eye on that. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We have 172 people between all the chats. So definitely get those likes up, hit the subscribe, everything. And follow along. If you guys have people you think should be up here, either for whatever team, whatever you guys want to do, we'll definitely go through your chats and everything, and we'll get it popping. So
he
defensively,
had double-digit sacks the last 3 years, or was the last 2? Dumbass.
who?
Danik.
Reddick had 3 years.
Okay, 3 years, and Parsons been in the league 2 years.
Hey.
Dumbass.
So let's see
Watch
what happens.
Your language up
if
in
Micah
there, bro.
Parsons doesn't,
I don't be calling people dumbasses in here. Watch your language with that.
who
shit.
said that?
Danik. Don't. I mean, you can talk trash, but don't watch your language up in there. Don't be
Yeah,
calling
let's
people
be respectful.
dumbasses. We being respectful. We can talk trash. Don't be calling nobody no dumbasses in here and no shit like that. Because I don't play that stupid ass game with y'all. Let's keep it cool and let's keep it this. We talking trash, but kill all that noise.
Yeah, let's keep it respectful. Keep it respectful. Even Drew keeps it respectful.
Drew keeps it respectful.
They go back and forth all day.
Don't talk no shit like that to me, dog.
Yeah, that's crazy. Let's chill. But nah, either way, yeah. Hassan Reddick over Micah Parsons. I'm glad we got that figured out.
Lucky ain't my chat. I'll block you, little stupid.
Which one is it? Where is it?
Danica Kelly Green. And yeah, I don't want to see your ugly face either, Badland bully.
All right, yeah, everybody chat. No disrespect in the chat. But let's get to the next one. Is going to be most improved. And this one I want to hear from you because Fat Man Boss Scoop. What's his name? Boss Man, Fat Man Scoop. What's his rap name?
Boss Man Fat.
Boss Man Fat. Yeah, Boss Man Fat, bro. Yeah. What's he doing this offseason that got you hyped?
I'm not hyped. I'm not hyped.
Most improved.
But what I'm saying is because I'm looking for the redemption story. Okay, because Kelvin Joseph was the second round pick. He just did a bunch of knucklehead things since he's been here. But these last 2 preseason games in preseason, Joe. But when he's been playing against starters, right? He has been playing against the starters. He's had pass deflections. They put him in the slot. They've been moving around. They stopped putting him on the outside. They put him in the slot. They moved around. I like his improvement. He plays very well on special teams. And I'm thinking that if he can continue to do what he's doing, he's going to make the squad because he was bubble guy, for real. I think he makes the squad now, and I think that he's going to be able to improve as the year goes on, throwing him in packages, and he'll make plays because now I feel like he doesn't have that big pressure when he was drafted in the second round, right? You got to come in, you got to be the guy, you got to do this. Now you got Gilmore, now you got Diggs, you got Bland, so he doesn't have to sit there and be like, I got to be the guy. So I think he can seamlessly come in, and I've already seen market improvement in games. We were worried about it in camp because I was like, dog, you're still doing the same things, but he's showing it in games, and that's what I like. So I'm going to jump out on a limb. Now, actually, I want to do 2 right here, Joe. Let me give 1A and 1B. So I'm going to give Kelvin Joseph on the defense the most improved. On the offense is my 1B is going to be Jalen Tolbert.
Yeah,
he got – yeah, you feel me? I just didn't – you said low-hanging fruit. I just didn't want to jump out there and say Jalen Tolbert because we've already seen his improvement. You feel me? And he could be like, yeah, it's the obvious choice. He's going to be the improved guy because of the way he's look. But dog, we're going to need what he brings to the table, and he can slip it and get some number 3 snaps as well. But I think his confidence is out the roost, and he's going to make some plays this year on offense. And Kelvin Joseph going to be a sneaky guy on defense. Keep your eye open.
Yeah, shout out to Boss Man Cowboy in the building, bro.
Yeah.
Hey.
What up, boss?
That's my dog. Roman in here, man.
Boss knows, bro, my dog. He probably has something going on, but I got my dog Boss up in there. He knows what it is. We know how it is.
Yeah, he knows that Hassan Reddick is better than Michael Parsons.
But I know that's a damn lie. He know that.
I like Jalen Tolbert. I ain't even gonna lie. And somebody said it in the what's it called, in the comments, that it is true. How can he really improve? But I mean, he's a rookie.
He only had 1 catch last year. He didn't see the field.
Second year guy.
You feel me? So that's the arrow's got to be up, because he was our 3rd round draft pick. He was supposed to get some tick last year as a 3rd round pick. And guess what? We had nobody out there. So this has definitely got to be improvement. We had Noah Brown out there, dog. We had a hurt Michael Gallup out there, Dalton Schultz. So this was a guy we were looking to probably get some burn. He got absolutely none. So how can it not be improved from 1 year to the next when you literally got 1 to 2 catches last year as a 3rd round pick?
Fact. Yeah, I think that Jalen Tolbert's really putting himself on the map. It's gonna be fun to see. And this is a guy that we talked about last year, right before the draft. We both talked about him. It was interesting to see you guys get him. So, yeah, I think both of those are fair. Now, for me, most improved, I put Christian Ellis, our linebacker. Now, improve is probably not even the word for it. This guy was, and no offense to him at all, but he was nobody last year. Like literally, like. If you told me, oh, watch out for Christian Ellis next year, you were literally a psychic, because there's no way that you like, this dude didn't really do much last year. I think he was a little bit on special teams, and that was about it. He has come into the camp this year and just stole camp. I mean, he really has, from interceptions during joint practices, during regular practices. He played very well in all the preseason snaps that he's gotten, like just kind of getting to the ball. He's just a very good sideline to sideline guy. He reminds me a lot of TJ Edwards for some reason, and not in like necessarily he's gonna be TJ Edwards this week, but in a sense that he just makes the play. You know what I'm saying? He really just makes the play. And I like what Ellis is going to be for this team. I think that he's a very smart guy. I think that he's a very hard-nosed player, just puts his body on the line, which I love. And like I said, he just literally stole camp this year. It's
was
crazy.
He drafted?
Yeah, no, he was an undrafted guy. I don't even know where or when we got him. It just he came out of nowhere. And you know me, I try to keep up on everybody. I'm sure that there's people out there that know way more about him than I do, but I try to keep up on everybody. And this kid came out of nowhere when they started talking about him. So he's probably going to be one of our, maybe not a starter, but he's going to be one of our main guys when it comes to that defensive linebacking position. So it's going to be very, very interesting. And just to give an offensive one, just so that I feel good and feel like I gave it one A1B. But no, look, a lot of people are giving some good ones. Eli Ricks, I mean, he's not really most improved. Josh Jobe is a guy that definitely is probably going to start.
That's a guy that we talked about, Josh Jobe.
Yeah, Josh Jobe is the truth. We hit on some guys. We hit on some undrafted rookies this year too. But no, I'm going to say offensively, I'm going to say Grant Calcaterra, man. Grant Calcaterra is a guy that has been hurt a lot. Obviously, coming out of college, that was the big knock on him. The Eagles definitely need a backup tight end, and I think that he could be a guy that the Eagles maybe rely upon. I like him. So Cam Jurgens is a good one too. Cam Jurgens is actually a really good one too. But yeah, I'm gonna say Grant Calcaterra because I feel like this offseason he's made plays, especially in the preseason, and it could be a guy. Blankenship's a good one too. Yeah, there's a lot of guys that are gonna take a good step.
It's y'all got some guys that can make some improvements over there.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'll say that. I'll say Christian Ellis defensively, and then offensively, I'm gonna say what's it called? I'm gonna say Grant Calcaterra. I think that a healthy Grant Calcaterra can definitely make some things shake. Now you got another super chat from Boss Cowboy Sport. I think that was on yours. Yeah,
that's
Boss
mine.
Cowboy.
Appreciate you, boss. He said, "Big with check you. Watch your mouth." Hey, I like I said, I just try to have fun, but we ain't gonna do no disrespect up in here. And I hear some other people say some disrespect, but I ain't gonna just keep going back and forth with you. I'm gonna just go ahead and ignore you. But yeah, you ain't gonna do that. Okay, whatever. Let's just keep going. And I appreciate my dog boss Cowboys for the $10 holler.
Yeah, we usually pretty good, but like I said, everybody on my chat, y'all have for the most part, what's it called, the wrench. So if y'all see somebody getting disrespectful or can't talk football, time them out, kick them out. I really don't mind. I really don't care. That's why y'all got it. You know what I'm saying?
Because everybody already know in my chat, y'all ain't gonna be doing that to Joe. Y'all already know y'all ain't gonna be doing that to Joe. And I catch them like, we ain't doing that. That's my homie. We ain't doing that, baby.
Yeah. So we talking football. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it at that and have fun with it, man. Because this is, like I said, we're gonna start doing the app soon. So I would love to have y'all on. But if y'all can't talk football, I don't want to do that. So like just go put it like that. But so we went through most improved. This one I think is gonna be a fun one. This is a wake-up call, man. This is where I think
look at the picture you got with Matt Waletzko. That's a perfect picture. Yeah, that's a perfect picture.
You just look, they both look out of it. But not this is, I don't know anything about Matt Waletzko. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. I'm sure you've heard the name Derek Barnett.
Oh, yes.
Plenty of times. I mean, do I really even have to like explain it? I think if you,
I even know Derek Barnett dog needs a wake up call.
Yeah, it's about time. This is probably his last chance, at least with the Philadelphia Eagles. He needs to figure it out, man. Between the penalties, he's gotten into like 2 fights already this preseason, this training camp. So I mean. And that's the problem with him. The problem with him isn't necessarily that he doesn't make plays, that he doesn't know how to play the position, that he's just absolutely garbage. He's not. He's really not bad. He's a productive player. Is he the next Reggie White like they were trying to make him seem when he came out of the draft? Obviously not. But he's a good player and he's a productive player, but it's the mentality, it's the mental mistakes that he makes from, penalties to punching people in the back of their head to pushing your own player because he beat you. Like, you can't do that. You cannot do that in the NFL. You can't do that consistently. It's one thing if you're upset every now and then, but consistently, bruh, come on, get better. We need you to get better. And I'll even throw Aaron Sippis in there, our punter. He needs to wake up a little bit as well. Like, that boy, he a bit much, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Derek Barnett. But he is a Super Bowl champ.
All right, for me, I'm going with Matt Waletzko, dog. Okay, the main reason why I'm going with Matt Waletzko because he shouldn't even make the squad, dog. I'm gonna just keep it real. Dallas drafted this dude last year, right, from North Dakota. Okay, he's supposed to be this sneaky guy, sneaky project, a gym in waiting. No, I don't believe it. We got other guys that just keep on trucking. I don't want to hear about him no more. Maybe I shouldn't be giving up on him, but dog, you got drafted last year out of a small school. You messed up your shoulder. You was out all year. Then you come in here and you already struggled a little bit on training camp. You get in your first 2 games. They were not world beaters by any means. Then you hurt your other shoulder. Dog, why you keep having shoulder injuries? I'm not understanding that. Is it because you're not lifting weights? Is it not because you're not going hard in the weight room? Because you're still struggling. You're still struggling with some of the same things. You got these long arms and you won't extend them. I don't understand it. I watch guys when they're playing, okay? You can see when guys are breathing. This dude is breathing hard out of, I'm like, bro, why does it look like you're always breathing harder than somebody else? Is it not understanding what's going on here? I just feel like, and he was like a 7th round draft pick, Joe. You feel what I'm saying? It was a 7th round draft pick. You have, they have this hope in you that you're going to turn up. Dog, I don't believe it. We got guys named Alex Taylor Prelo. We got a TJ Bass that were undrafted that I would take over you. This needs to be a wake-up call because they keep believing in you like you're going to all of a sudden be this very good player or going to be an adequate player. I don't believe it. If they put you on this squad, you need a wake-up call. You need to get in that weight room. You need to get stronger. You need to get fire in you because, dog, whenever you're going against somebody good, you get put up in a blender. And it's just not good, and I'm tired of seeing it. And I feel like they just keep on holding on to you because you're a draft pick, and I just feel like it was a wasted pick.
I think you guys should keep him. I love everything. I like everything you're saying about. I think you guys let's get him an extension. You guys got Asim Richards? You guys drafted him?
Yes,
that's a good pick out. He's from Philly.
Yeah, but he's a good pick though, right?
Yeah, I met him at the combine. I was talking to him at the combine. He's from Philly. Huge Eagles fan. That's funny. Yeah,
Oh,
I didn't
he's
know
a
y'all
huge
got
Eagles
him.
fan. Well, okay, well, we don't want to hear all that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
maybe we put him in there. You know what I'm saying?
Sim Richards is doing well. He's
He's
been playing
good.
guard. He's been playing guard and tackle, but we've been playing him at left tackle. He has potential there. More strength needs to be added up top for him when it's blocking. But he has good kick out. His base is good. His feet work is good. He's plenty athletic. You feel what I'm saying? So he could be a future guy because we have a guy in Tyler Smith who we feel like could be an all-pro, either at a guard, left guard, or a left tackle. But the problem is Tyron Smith is there. He's older, and we don't want to have to keep on moving Tyler Smith back and forth. So if a Sim Richards can step up to the plate and either be the left tackle or left guard, I like him at tackle, then that keeps Tyler Smith at one place where he can be great, and it makes the team better. And then you have future guys later on, because if you look at our team right now, we're not old on our line except possibly Tyron Smith and Zach Martin. But those young guys, if they can step up and blend with Terrence Steele and Tyler Smith, that gives you a young core heading into the future, and I like that.
All right, and I just put Badland Bully in a timeout. At the end of the day, I don't mind that y'all talk junk. Y'all talk junk about me. Y'all talk junk about him. It is what it is. But when it's constant and that's all you're doing, you're not talking football at all.
Yeah, get him out of here, because I was just going to tell you, dog, bro, you just got a vendetta. Get over it.
It's like, bro,
you got a vendetta, bro. You know what I'm saying? You want to probably them weirdos that sit in the basement, like they say, and say all that stuff. So you feel me? I appreciate your time, because I'm looking like, bro, you ain't even talking football. You just all up on me. You worried about me now. You a weirdo. Sorry, get up out of here. Stop being a weirdo.
Thing that pisses me off. I really don't care. Y'all talking junk. We talk junk. That's fine. That's funny. But if that's all you're gonna comment, bro,
and I'm gonna give Dank Kelly their props, because after they said that, they've been talking more football. So exactly. I appreciate you, Dank Kelly. I appreciate you coming back and talking football. But Bob Bully, don't bring him back in here, bro. You don't even need to be in. You don't even need to be in here no more. You just a hater and one of the weirdos out there.
But Asim Richards, yeah, Asim is from Philly. I actually have video, I think, on my Twitter of me talking to him and talking about like Lil Uzi Vert and random stuff. But he's a good kid, man. He was a very humble guy. Big boy. That boy is big. But no, yeah, he's a good player, man. I didn't know you guys picked him up. That is a good pickup. That's the guy I really like this draft. But that's good. When did y'all get him? Did you draft him, or was
we drafted him in 5th round.
Damn, that's a good spot for him. Good for him, man. Good for him.
See, I like that. Look at Joe. See, giving us a props. I'm feeling good about that.
Y'all. I'm mad at y'all. But yeah, all right. So we did Who Needs to Wake Up. Now we're gonna wake y'all up. I think this is the perfect way to end this. We're gonna wake y'all up. We're gonna tell y'all who y'all been sleeping on and who y'all need to keep your eye out for next year from our respective teams. Oh no, this is the top rookie. Excuse me. Okay. So this is gonna be the top rookie. I think I did the sleeping on, right?
No, we didn't do the sleeping on yet.
Oh no, we didn't. So we did the top rookie. All right. So top rookie. I don't know if you realize what I did with Deuce.
You got jokes, huh? You got jokes.
I had to. So you got Deuce Vaughn. I got Jalen Carter. I'll let you start with Deuce, because Deuce is a good player. He has been balling out. I have been seeing him.
Deuce. First of all, it would have been DeMarvion Overshown. You know what I'm saying? That's who would have been, because Overshown, oh my God, that one hurts. Just me saying it again just hurts and burns my soul to because we already felt like we had an electric defense, what he was going to bring to the table, because you can play linebacker, you can play safety. He was all over the field. You saw those athletic traits. He was going to be an absolute maniac this year, and I thought it was going to be redshirt. He came on like gangbusters, so it just hurts my soul. Once again hurts my soul. But Deuce Vaughn, that dog, boy, he might be little, but you can't see him, dog. That little guy, you can't see him. You've seen him in these games. When he just gets in, he just brings that pop. You get what I'm saying? Y'all remember y'all had Darren Sproles. You remember when you had Darren Sproles in the game and you would kick a punt to him, and he would just or you throw him in on a quick run play and he get 20 yards, or you throw him out on a screen play and he just changed the game. You guys might be down 10 points, right? 13, 14 points. You put a Darren Sproles in there, he gave you that lift, and all of a sudden you right back in the game. That's what this kid reminds me of, dog. he just gives you that extra energy and he gives you that lift out of nowhere. So if your team might be in a little bit of struggles, you'll throw him in the game. He'll get you a big game. And next thing you know, your offense is back rolling. He's that type of little magnet, that type of player, the energy that he really brings. And I'm not saying he's going to go crazy with carries or his numbers are going to be great. But what I am saying is he's going to make a difference as far as what he's going to be bringing to the table as far as that offense, because that is an element that we have needed for a very long time. We had a kid, I can't remember his name off the top, I just went through my head, but we had a kid that was small like that, and we were wanting him to be that trade-off to Ezekiel Elliott and things of that nature, and it didn't materialize because he was always hurt. Deuce Vaughn can be that trade-off that could really be your dynamite to your offense, and I think he's going to really turn up, and I'm really glad they got him. I was a little suspect with the size, but when I seen him in college and then I seen him in these short few games, woo-wee, I love what he's going to bring.
Does this mean anything for Kayvon Turpin? Like, does this take away?
No, not at all. Because what they're doing with Turpin is going to be more your kickoff returner. Deuce Vaughn will be more of your punt returner. And then when you see Kayvon Turpin in the offense, he'll be your receiver. Deuce Vaughn will actually be your running back, scat back, whatever you want to call it. So I don't think any of that too will be any problem, but I definitely feel like if Deuce continues to get better, you will probably see more of him and maybe less of Turpin on the least of return duties.
Do you think, before I go into
what up, Adam?
Do you think that Turpin disappointed last year, or was he okay? Like, because I like Turpin. You know, I talked about Dante Hall about him a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of want to just like go back.
He ain't Dante Hall.
Dante Hall said that he really liked that guy. So.
I liked him too, but he ain't Dante Hall. I made the comparison before you went and did that interview with Dante Hall, right? Yeah. Remember, I made that comparison. Then you went and Dante Hall, and then Dante Hall said that. So that was dope. But you ain't Dante Hall because Dante Hall did not run into players. Okay. And he did that like 3 times. You feel me? You had 3 returns for touchdowns, dog, and you ran right into him. Dante Hall didn't do that. So I can't give you no Dante Hall about that. Now, was I disappointed? I think I was disappointed in that aspect when you had opportunities to really change the game and you got caught or you ran into a guy. Come on, dog. You got to be better than that because you could have changed the game, scored a touchdown. That San Francisco game, there was multiple games where he could have did that. So in that aspect, I was disappointed. I can't say the offense because that was more Kellen Moore not putting them in there. So I can't really say that. And with Mike McCarthy, they're actually putting him in the offense. They're actually putting him in offensive set and offensive plays. So I think we're going to see a better Kevontae Turpin. So, yes, I was a little disappointed in the return game. So I definitely think we'll see more this year in the receiving game. But if Deuce Vaughn continues to show what he does, he could possibly take some stuff away from him in that return game because he's just that electric.
Yeah, Deuce Vaughn is good. And I think a lot of, and I've been seeing some Cowboys content creators saying like that they are a little bit worried about his size. They're a little bit, I think, like you said, if you watch this kid in college, if you watch him play, I am not worried about the size. He plays very well.
He's a football player, dog. Like
exactly,
just the same way when you saw Darren Sproles. I mean, I watched Darren Sproles when he was at Kansas State religiously. He was a dog, and I was like, "What's he going to do in the NFL? Though he's too small." And he had a pretty damn good career, like over 15 seasons. So yeah, he did pretty good for himself.
Yeah, and shout out to Badland. I gave you another chance. But yeah, you're just gonna get kicked out of the chat altogether because you don't know how to act.
Yeah, he need to just get banned, bro, because he just be talking reckless, bro. Them the ones that just you weirdo. You got weirdo energy.
And I really don't. I don't hide anybody.
No, it's not choose. No, just get him out. Ain't no choose to ignore. There ain't no choose to ignore. It's just you get out of here talking stupid shit.
Yeah, we all having good time. You know what I'm saying? 200 people in the chat. It had to be one. It had to be one.
Always one.
But so yeah, I like Deuce. We'll see what happens. He can run under people's legs. So I think that'll be it. But I like him. So I ain't gonna talk too much.
I ain't gonna lie, dog. Jalen Carter,
bruh.
I hate it. I ain't gonna lie. I hate it.
He's a dog. I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie. I hate it.
I ain't gonna lie. I was gonna put either him. I was thinking about Sidney Jones. I was thinking about Sidney Brown. I was thinking about Nolan Smith. I was thinking about a couple different people, but I went with Jalen Carter because I mean the proof is in the pudding, low hanging fruit. Everybody saw it.
You gotta pick him, dog. That's just like when I had to pick Michael Pryor. I don't give hell if it's low hanging fruit or not. He's an animal, and I don't like your squad, but I can't hate on talent, bro. I can't. And Jalen Carter, dog, whew,
he's a beast, bro.
He gonna be a problem for some years, dude. He gonna be some problems. Yeah,
and people are saying problems. Eli Ricks. I agree. Eli Ricks is another. There's so many young guys that we got on, you know what I'm saying? There's so many guys this year that we got either as the draft went or undrafted free agent. I think we really, really hit on a lot of good players, and this is what we needed. I've been saying for a couple years, like these drafts are getting more and more important because you're getting older at spots. You know, now we were able to kind of restart our offensive line, and that's huge. Our defensive line now we worked on this year. I mean, that's big, man. That's where we, you know, make our money. That's where we really grind is on the offense and defensive line. So I'm excited, man. Jalen Carter has looked every bit of what, you know, it was advertised. I mean, so I'm excited. Obviously, he's had some bad plays, you know, I won't lie there, but who doesn't? But he has looked amazing, amazing. So I'm all in on this kid.
Yeah, he's you know, and we were talking about, you know, Eli Ricks has looked very good as well. He's looked real damn good. I mean, you guys should be happy about that. But I'm sorry, it always starts up front for me. It doesn't start on the back end with me. It always starts up front, whether on the offensive line, on the defensive line. And what Boss is saying is true. He said, I hate to say it, but Philly and Dallas will battle for years. Like Will McClay, Howie are both beasts. That's a fact. That is the truth. It's like we're both watching each other, counteracting each other, because we both know. And I said these will be epic games. These games between Dallas and Philly are going to be the most watched.
Yeah, as season. They should be.
They're going to be the most watched this season. Everybody's going to be watching this game, especially if our records are really good. Everybody's going to be watching these games. It's so much talent on both sides of the ball, young and older. Woo! It's going to be some. Hey, I can't stand y'all as far as the team, but dog, as far as the competition, what we about to bring, I really love it because these are the type of games that get you excited to watch football. What's up, Truckin'?
Yeah, I'm excited for it, man. There's a lot of guys we both could have probably put on here, but all right. So the last one we're gonna go over is we're gonna wake y'all up now. This is the one I was waiting on. And honestly, looking back at who I picked, I kind of want to change it, but we'll just get into it. We'll just get into it
because I might want to see mine too. I forgot.
Yeah, I forgot who did we pick. All right, so you picked Leighton Vander Esch. I picked Reed Blankenship. I think I am going to Reed Blankenship. I think is going to be a very, very good player in this league. I think that obviously he's going to start this year, and people saw little flashes of what he was as far as the NFL goes. But I think that the Eagles and fans have seen what we have this preseason and this offseason between what people are saying about him, you know, seeing him go out there and play. He just looks ready. You know, he looks ready. And I don't think people really, he's not a household name yet, but I think this year might change that. But if I had to change it, I would probably say Eli Ricks because I had him as one of my top 5 cornerbacks in the draft, and he went undrafted. So, and we got him. So I would probably change it to Eli Ricks because he has been going crazy this offseason. But yeah, Reed Blankenship's not a bad one either.
Well, for me, I know y'all like Reed Blankenship. And a lot of people are on him, and we'll see how that goes. And I think he will definitely improve. And I think people are sleeping on him because I heard keep on hearing his name in Eagles lore. You feel me? I keep on hearing Reed Blankenship. So definitely, and the thing they all say about him, what you say, Joe, people sleep on him. You feel me? And watch out. He could be one of them sneaky players that you look at and like Reed Blankenship, and he just out there tearing shit up, right? Yeah. That's what it is. And so I think, in my opinion, when I go with LVE is sleeping, is because a lot of people hate on LVE, dog. A lot of people hate on LVE. I mean, drafted in the first round, 2018. He had the darling rookie year, was going crazy. We was doing the wolf calls, doing this and that. And then it kind of fell off the last couple of years, mainly because of the injuries. I feel like the neck injury probably kind of scared him a little bit and, kind of worried about the contact. You're a linebacker. You're hitting people all the time. You had a neck injury. Then you get hurt and have a neck injury again and then miss half the season. Then it comes up again. So those things were creeping up. And then when you're watching him, when the holes were there, he wasn't attacking the holes. He wasn't meeting them. But guess what? Last year, I felt like toward the middle of the year when we started getting the Jonathan Hankins, obviously you got a big man up front that helps keep you clean. But I saw market improvement. I saw him being more physical at the end of games. His tackles were coming up, and they weren't just tackles that were after the line of scrimmage. He was meeting guys at the line of scrimmage. And I feel like he's one of the best coverage linebackers in the NFL. He had a coverage grade of 75.6. I know it's in Pro Football Focus, but that's pretty damn good, especially for a linebacker. He can drop. He's got great size, 6'4", 256 pounds. He's still running a 4.6, and he is very good in coverage. They've been using him as a rush backer, but I don't really think that's who he is. But I think a lot of people are going to sleep on him, and he's going to be a very, very, very steady force that we're going to need this season. So I feel like the Cowboys are going to need to count on LVE, and people need to stop throwing him away like he's trash, because I think he's gotten better, definitely better in Dan Quinn's system, and I think you're going to see even a better LVE this season.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's had a lot of weird injuries. They're saying that we just, what's it called? Let go of Dan Arnold. So that's good. Yeah, Blankenship's PFF is 79.4. I mean, Van Der Esch is going to be very interesting. I don't know much, to be honest with you, because I really didn't hear his name that much last year. So it's going to be interesting. That's why I wanted to hear what you had to say about him, because I really don't know. Same thing with Boss Man Fat Cooks. I don't even know his name. Fat Man Scoop. I'm just gonna call him Fat Man Scoop. But like these are guys I haven't really heard too much about. So I'm glad that we were able to kind of go over this and kind of see where both of our teams may be this year. I know Drew is.
Y'all be hating on Mozzie.
Drew is gonna have an aneurysm if I don't say this. But what's up with Mozzie? You did not bring up Mozzie the whole time.
There's nothing. Honestly, when we were talking about top rookies, I was debating if I was going to put Mozzie or Deuce. But the position that Mozzie plays, you're probably not going to see his impact like you will see Deuce's impact. So that's why I put Deuce over him. But y'all can say what y'all want. Y'all can hate all y'all want. Mozzie is going to be a very good player. The thing that Mozzie needs to learn is the technique. He's just got to get better with his technique. And just like they were talking about when he was at Michigan, he was in a read and react defense. Now he's in a react and read. And you got to understand, he's 6'3", 330 pounds. He's like a true 0-1 guy. You feel me? We're trying to get him in pass rushing situations, put him in the 3-tech, shade him over, you know what I'm saying? You're strictly your guard. So there's things that they need to see. But talking about he's stiff, no, he's not. He's athletic, dog. You put him next to Bohanna, you couldn't even look at him and say, dog, he's 330 pounds. He's cock strong. Like, this man is strong. He just needs to learn the nuances of the game. You feel what I'm saying? And he needs to know what these offenses are doing to manipulate him, because a lot of times they're double teaming him, getting up underneath his shoulder pads. They're looking. And when Mozzie comes off the line of scrimmage, when they're talking about his get off, when he comes off the line of scrimmage, it looks like sometimes he's thinking. It's like he's thinking about his move. When you're playing a defensive tackle position and you come off the ball and you look like you're thinking, you're automatically going to lose, especially with those veteran offensive linemen. By the time you thought about what you're trying to do, they've already moved you out the middle. They've already moved you out of the gap, and now they're running right behind you, and you're trapped and sealed. So I think that's just what it is. And I feel like he does have a more sense of urgency when he's coming off with the snap of the ball, like fire off every single time. Got to have a fire lit up under you. The motor has to run hot all the time. And those are the little things, Joe. If he does those little things, dog, you're going to see what I'm feeling good about Mozzie, especially down the road for the Dallas Cowboys. I feel good about Mozzie.
We'll see what Mozzie becomes. I will say that Mozzie is going to get a lot of the hate that Jordan Davis gets from a lot of fans, because people don't necessarily
the position he plays.
Say again?
This is the position he plays, because look,
exactly.
Jordan Davis is not going to go out there and get sacks galore, but you're not going to, and then you'll be like, man, Davis is a bust. But that when they drafted Jordan Davis, they had a clear vision of what they wanted to use Jordan Davis for. Exactly. Now, if he gets sacks for you, that's icing on the cake. But we need him to hold down that center guard. We need to keep our linebackers, our safeties free, and that's what we need from him. And if he's doing that, then you're really happy about Jordan Davis.
Exactly.
He's not a Jalen Carter, because Jalen Carter is a different guy. Even though he's over 300 pounds, he's a different guy because he's attacking the quarterback. That's why he's different. That's not what Mozzie was brought in to do, but they're trying to bring that out of him. So people need to chill, and whatever y'all say. But Mozzie's going to be a good player with Dallas, and I like the pick.
But no, I think that's a good conversation to have, because a lot of people don't realize that. They don't understand. And it's not, hating on nobody in the chat like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. It's the truth. People don't realize that some people are meant to literally be triple teamed, double teamed. And if they do that, you did what we needed you to do. That was worth the $1 million we gave you. Because a lot of times those interior defensive line, especially nose tackles, right? They kind of get washed out of plays, and you get the linebacker going in there, making the plays, getting the big money, when it's really the defensive lineman that, open that up. So you're hoping that a guy like Mozzie Smith is able to open up the middle for a guy like, Leighton Vander Esch, same way that we're kind of hoping that a guy like Jordan Davis can open up the middle for a guy like Nakobe Dean. So, I mean, it's very funny. I hate on Mozzie Smith all the time. Don't get me wrong. But I think it's funny sometimes when I read it, because we get the same thing said about Jordan Davis, because people just don't really understand what the role is supposed to be. But before we get out of here, somebody in the comments said, do we have a disappointment in camp so far? So I'll ask you that. I personally, I would probably say Marcus Mariota. I know it's just our backup, but he's just looked terrible. So I would probably go Marcus Mariota personally.
Well, I told you, let's go. I thought Josh Ball got better, but yeah, there we go. Simi Fehoko. Yes, Simi Fehoko. Thank you. I was sitting there thinking like, who? Yes, Simi Fehoko. Thank you, boss. And Zol, is it Zol 110 or Zoltan, if I said it correctly? But yes, Simi Fehoko, dog. Joe, he been here 3 years, bro. We've been here every year. Simi gonna play tight end, and Simi gonna play this, and Simi gonna do that, and Simi gonna do this, and this is Simi year, and this year was supposed to be Simi year, but Simi still doing the same thing, still dropping passes, still not separating yourself. You got Jalen Brooks, who was a 7th-round draft pick this year, and he's banging with you, and the only thing that's really keeping him really in the conversation is because he plays special teams. That's the only reason why he's in the conversation of making the team, is because he plays special teams. You feel me? If he didn't play special teams, Joe, he would have been gone. And we've been waiting for 6'3", 225 pounds, running 4.4s to step up, and it hasn't happened. And I just don't think it will. It's year 3. Then they say after year 3, you kind of know what you are. So kind of like if it looks like a duck, it walks like a duck, it's a duck.
Yeah. Yeah. And I see a lot of people saying Kaylee Ringo. Kaylee Ringo has been a disappointment.
Woo! But we was talking about it. He was still.
Exactly.
Now, what's Drew's name? Now, Drew, if you talking about stiffness, with Mozzie, go say, now, let's keep it. Now, Drew, you said I've been lying this whole time. Drew, tell me, is Ringo stiff? Just say yes or no. And if you say no, then I'm never listening to anything you say in your life. Anything, Drew.
But we've talked about that. I made a whole video about 5 guys better than, Kaylee Ringo. Kaylee Ringo was overhyped coming out of college. And I'm glad we have him. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think that he can become something.
No, he can't.
I think he can. I don't think he's a cornerback.
Not with stiff hips, dog. If you got
I don't think he's a cornerback. I think
he ain't gonna do it at safety.
I think
we had a safety named JJ Wilcox, dog. That was the same way like Ringo, stiff, could not move side to side, stiff. And when he could go straight and hit you with the boom, great. But if you did a it was over. No.
I think he can be good. It's just he's still young. He's like 21, I think, this year going into the year. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I wasn't the guy that was all, goo gaga over him. I wanted Eli Ricks over him. We got Eli Ricks too. So
right.
It is what it is. I ain't too mad about it. But yeah, Kaylee Ringo, we'll see. I don't think he's going to be a cornerback in this league. Maybe he can move to safety. We'll see though. He's still very young. I'm not disappointed in him because honestly, I didn't expect anything to be right. I didn't expect him to be that great. I think that his hip movement was a problem in college. His recognition of the play was a problem for him in college. Like, he just was fast, big, strong. Like,
And
you
you had
know,
a good, and they had a damn good team. So
and they had an
those things,
amazing team.
and those things get hidden. Your warts
Exactly.
get hidden when your team is awesome. You don't see
Exactly.
those warts. But now when you get solo and they put you by yourself, those warts get exposed. And I think that's what happened with Ringo.
Yeah, I agree. We didn't even talk about offensive line, Tony. Like, he didn't even say anything about offensive line.
Yeah, I seen your answer, Drew. I feel he said stiff and they need to go to safety, but I'm telling you, it's not going to work at safety either for him.
Yeah, I mean, it might not. I really don't know. I don't think that corners for him, especially outside corner. And damn, I do not want to see him in the slot. So it's gonna be. He's
Them
young.
little
though.
receivers would cook him to death.
Yeah, it would be bad. But he's young, and that's the
Right.
only thing that I'm really kind of holding on to is like give
Right.
him a year or two, see what happens in a year or two, and
Right.
if not, then you move on. 4th round, I think we got him in 4th.
I want to ask you this, Joe, before we get ready to leave up off of here. What is the noise about Jonathan Taylor?
So I mean, look, people don't believe me whenever I say stuff. Like, I really don't. At this point, I don't even care anymore. But I do know some people in his camp. He's from Philly. He's originally from Philadelphia, or at least around the area. I'm not sure exactly where. But anyways, so his agent, his people have a lot of ties still in Philadelphia. So I know somebody that works with him, that talks to him on the regular basis. They were told, I asked them basically like, yo, what's going on with this JT stuff? And the exact words were literally that they are talking, they are trying to work out a deal. This is when he lost me. And I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. He said, if the money's right. So that kind of, to me,
right there,
we're
that's
not
over.
paying him.
Yeah,
Like I doubt that the money's going to be right. But he also said that there were no positives yet. So we'll see what happens. I
hope you don't get them. Please don't get them.
I know you don't.
I don't need to see Jonathan Taylor with y'all, please.
That's
Indy, ask for 4 first rounders. Ask for crazy amount of money, please. I ain't hating, but I don't need to see Jonathan Taylor in no Eagles uniform.
We would probably give up the assets. That's the thing. Like, because there is a rumor out there. I didn't know this, but there was a rumor out there saying that somebody offered a second. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the Eagles. Like, I think that they
would see y'all doing a second.
Yeah, I think they would give up that high of a pick for even a rental. I don't even think that if they gave that up, they would be like, oh, we have to pay him. Like, I think they would be like, all right, come over here 1 year. Let's win the Super Bowl. If you want to come back and we can figure something out, then cool. If not, God bless and good luck. Like I could see them doing that because he's like, what, 24? Like, he's young. Jonathan Taylor's still young. So, I mean, I would be down for it. A lot of
y'all scared. That's why y'all get all these players, because y'all worried about us. See, you got.
That's why y'all got a new quarterback.
I mean, but y'all scared. That's why y'all keep trading people and getting back in the first round and add linebackers, add defensive tackles in the middle of the season. That's why y'all. Y'all
Jones saw Jalen and he was like, "Oh, I want me one of those. I want me one of those." But hey, man, I appreciate everybody in the chat, man. 200 people still in the chat. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe,
that like button, man.
Say again.
I said, smash that like button, man.
Smash it like Jalen Carter's gonna be smashing through the Dallas Cowboys.
Don't let him go over Zach Martin, because Zach Martin got something for him.
He gonna run that boy.
I don't think so. There's gonna be some battles right there, dog. And if he, I don't know if he's going against Tyler Smith, dog. Tyler Smith bigger this year.
I can't wait. I cannot wait, man. I cannot wait.
That battle up front gonna be nasty on both sides of the ball. Let's keep it all the way funky. No hating aside on both sides. Them trenches between the Cowboys and the Eagles are gonna be crazy this year.
Yeah. And hopefully the quarterback battle too.
Please let them both be healthy.
Seriously, I can't wait to see Trey Lance versus Jalen Hurts. oh yeah, I got that. My bad.
I can't wait to see Mariota after your boy got hurt.
You might see Tanner McKee, bro. You might see Tanner McKee.
Yeah, because Mariota.
He doing his thing.
No, keep Mariota, please. Keep Mariota.
Yeah, I hope.
Keep Mariota.
I hope neither of us ever have to go back to our backup. So it is what it is. But do you want to say anything to these beautiful people before we get up out of here, man?
Just appreciate everybody. Appreciate my dog, Boss Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Being heavily active in the chat. That's my dog. You know how we do it on the final word. But really appreciate everybody on chat on both sides. Appreciate you, Danica. I think that's the last name. Good back and forth. Came back in. We cool. We good. I'm glad you banned old boy. Don't bring him back ever again. He needs to be a lifetime ban. Don't bring him back. And like I said, I appreciate I appreciate the Eagles fans, the good trash talking. I appreciate the best of enemies. You guys have made this what it is. We're, like I said, we're looking to take this to higher heights, but the only way we can do it is because of you guys. You guys got to continue to support us like no other, continue to put us out there because we got some big things ahead for Best of Enemies show, podcast. We love you guys to death. We've been going hard ever since we've been going in the mornings, dog. Y'all been great. It's been great, man. I've been having a great time with this, with the Eagles fans, with the Cowboys fans. Just been having a great time. So continue to support this Saturday morning show, man. We love it, and we love you guys. And let's do it. Best of Enemies, best one out there right now.
Easily, hands down. Look, the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Giants, the Washington, whatever the heck they're gonna be. We don't know what's gonna happen this season, but one thing we do know, and we can promise you guys, is that we will be here through it all. So we're gonna have fun. Like he said, I think you said it perfectly, man. We appreciate you guys so much, so much, because you guys don't have to be here. And I do appreciate my chat for not all running away and be like, oh, this man. Y'all understood. Y'all get it. And I appreciate that because, I just want to talk football. And I think that's what a lot of y'all want to do as well. But other than that, man, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's going to be. That is James. I am Joe. We are the best of enemies.
Peace.
We're brothers.